Welcome to Living Magically for the week of October 27th. And I am your host, Magical Michelle. And welcome to a week of magic and mystery as we move into that deep Samhain season. I literally felt the shift in the energy this week. I'm here in Central Florida, and the weather shifted to that cool, deep energy where you felt the veil actually shift, and you feel it in your body when you move into Scorpio season. The sun is in Scorpio, which is a deep water sign, and it is always about death and rebirth and sex and magic and transformation. That's just what the season holds. And we have moved deeply into that. And with that, we're going to enjoy a water trine, meaning there's a lot of planets in water signs right now. And so to me, that means we're going inward. We're going into our mind, our imagination. We're going into our creation energy, our energy where we are looking inside to who we are becoming. This is that season that really opens us up to our mystery, our magic, our inner knowing. And of course, a week from now, we have a full moon. So as we work through this week, the moon will be growing in the sky. We're in Mercury's shadow, and Mercury is moving into Sagittarius, which is a powerful fire sign. And we're in shadow, meaning there's going to be a lot of retrogrades in November. Essentially, just kind of buckle those seatbelts for November. But there's a sweet spot this week. This is what I'm trying to say, is whatever you do today and over this week and over the weekend, this is your sweet spot. And it's a time to play. It's a time to find your magic. And we have a couple ways that Samhain or Halloween is celebrated. And obviously we live in America, and this season is celebrated on the 31st, with the Day of the Dead being November 1st. So, but to me, you can really use this entire week and all the way until that Scorpio 15th degree, which will happen mid next week, to work with your ancestors, do protection work, clear your house, clear your mind, write out what you're letting go and actually burn it. Create a spiritual cleansing on your home. Commune with your ancestors. Light a candle. Light a lot of candles. We're in that season where the spirit realm is giving us messages. And so it is a time to commune with those who are on the other side. It is a time to celebrate and to set intentions. This period of time is setting us up for 2 years from now. Where are you going over the next 2 years? What are you creating? What is this new energy that is being asked for? And we, of course, have some new things coming up. In our world, here in Orlando, Florida, we are partnering with the Urban Ashram to start up live soul circles back in person on Monday nights. They'll be at 7 o'clock at the Urban Ashram, which is really close to White Wolf Cafe, because people maybe haven't been there before. It's a beautiful yoga studio. They have incredible events there. And we're honored to be the new Monday night exploration. We'll be communing with each other. The thing about Soul Circle is I feel like right now we need community. And if you don't live in Orlando, find community in a different way. But if you're in Orlando, we have it as a donation-based $20 suggested donation, but there's no reason to not come if finances are the reason. We want to gather community, and we'll be doing this most Monday nights going forward. And it'll be a perfect time to do it this coming Monday, a week from today. Monday, November 3rd will be our first one, and it will be right before the full moon. So we'll be working with that full moon energy. We'll be working with that energy of illumination. And so please come. We also have a free event that we're holding with Center Street on November 11th, and this will sell out. We're doing an oil temple sound healing with Patrick at Center Street on 1111, and it will be a free event. However, we can only have 25 people. The space is limited, so if that is something you want to do, make sure to sign up right away, because again, every time we do something at Center Street like that, we do sell out. There's only 25 mats, and it is 11/11. So this season is absolutely a recalibration. It will go on all the way through November. We have 2 weeks before Mercury goes retrograde. In that, we are also seeing Mercury go into Sagittarius. So this means, what is it you're wanting to communicate? How are you wanting to communicate? What are the deeper relationships you're trying to create? And I see this in my work right now, that people are recognizing what people are no longer serving them. What people are the relationship that makes them feel drained, makes them feel, just doesn't make them feel good. And so those relationships might need to take a back seat. Also, what is the relationship with yourself? How are you talking to yourself? The first and foremost relationship I'm going to encourage you to get really powered down on is your relationship with your own inner dialogue. This is a time to look at, how are you talking to yourself? Are you talking to yourself like your own best friend? Are you talking to yourself like your own lover? Are you saying, girl, you can do this? Or, man, you've got this? How do you talk to yourself even more loving, even more kind? Every single day, give yourself a pep talk. You've got this. This is what we're going to do. I literally, before I open my eyes every morning, say, today is going to be a great day. It's the first thing I say before opening my eyes. How are you training your brain? And Scorpio season is the perfect time to start recognizing what is the inner dialogue that isn't serving you. Are you saying, well, nothing's ever going to work out? Are you saying, this is not going to work for me? Are you already going, oh, today's going to be rough. I've got the kids and this is going to happen. And no, start saying to yourself the way you would pep talk your favorite person. If you have kids, talk to yourself like you would talk to your kids. If you have pets, talk to yourself like you would a pet. Like, I look at Joy and go, oh, you're so pretty. How are you today? You're my sweet, sweet thing. And that is how we should be talking to ourselves. When I talk to a client or a friend, I'm like, you've got this. You can do this. You can do anything you want. you want to say that to yourself. This is the absolute most powerful month to recreate the best inner dialogue you've ever given yourself. Can you tell yourself you've got this? Can you tell yourself what is the most important thing to do today? And that's one of the things I love to ask. How am I going to bring joy to my day? How am I going to make and serve the greater good? Who can I serve? How am I doing that? And how am I going to bring joy to my own day? What is the most important thing that I should do today? What is the number one thing that I want to illuminate, to bring to life? What is the most powerful and potent way I can show up for myself? And everybody wants to just curl up in a ball this season. It's gotten dark. We're going to have a time change in the next couple of weeks. Every day gets shorter, and it's earlier in the day that the sun goes down. So we go inward. When we go inward, this is the time to say, what am I planting? What am I growing? What am I going to stand for? This is that season. And also with Mercury and Sagittarius, how do I want to have more fun? What do I want to show up as? And how do I want to stand for that? What would bring me joy? So as I was looking at this week, we have somebody in town. I love you, Beth. I'm so glad you're here. And when I looked at that, I was like, I really want to show up. I really want to create some time and space. This person's come all the way from Kansas to our retreat. I want to show up with them. I want to spend time with them. So I looked and I was like, well, they want to go to the beach. I will see if they want to go to beach with me, if I can join them to, be more connected. So how do you want to show up? Who do you want to show up as? And how do you want to stand in your power, your joy? That's what's coming up this week. In the same regard, it's inward season. So if you say to yourself, I'm tired, I need to rest, I need to recalibrate, I need to get my house in order. I see a lot of organization showing up right now where people are wanting to let go of things, where they want to get their house clean and spiritually cleaned. So sage or organize or let go. It's a great time to take an entire haul of things to the thrift store. I've noticed that people's identities are changing so much that they're looking at belongings and going, I don't need this anymore. So it's okay to be like, I no longer resonate with this part of me. It's okay to be like, what's going to support my future rather than holding on to something that's been supporting your past. There's a big opportunity here to really look at, who am I? Who am I becoming? What no longer serves me? And I know we talk about this all the time, what no longer serves me, but I am serious. There is a major look at who we're becoming right now. This last 2 months of the year 9 means we're closing a collective. We're closing the season of the 9. And so what's going to make us feel whole? What's going to make us feel complete? And what no longer is who we've been for a very long time. We might feel like this entire phase, a 9-year phase. And if you think about this as a collective, if you think about where were you 9 years ago, we're talking 2020, 2016, right? Where were you 9 years ago? You're not the same person. And you're not going to be the same person going into 26. It's a 1 year. And so it's time to start thinking about what are you going to be in the next 9-year phase. And for me, that's the first 2 years. The astrology talks about where are you going to be in 2 years. So we're in a building block phase. We have still the energy of the snake, the shedding, all the way through January. And I do feel like we're going to have an interesting start to January that kind of starts now, kind of starts with the 11/11 of who are we transitioning into in a 1 year. And the 11 energy starts that. We're going to be seeing a lot of 1 energy and 11/11 energy. And that's happening right now. So as we're doing this review, as we're doing this reflection on who we've been for the last 9 years and how we feel whole and how we feel complete and how we feel finished, we get to think about, what am I designing? What am I creating? What am I becoming? Where do I want to go? Where have I been and where am I going? That's the energy that's happening right now. And it's exciting. So with this Halloween season, I see this as a new year. I see this as the first new year of this season. And you know me, I actually love a new year. So yes, the new moon had the Hindu New Year. We have the Witch's New Year Saturday with the 1st, which is also known as the Day of the Dead. Look at our ancestors. Look at who we are becoming. And with Halloween, Samhain, for me, this is an opportunity to really take on the growth of who I am and who I'm becoming. And to do that, it's a ceremony. To do that, it's what am I letting go of to become? And like I said, with the astrology of 2025, we're never going to see every single planet change in the same year again in our lifetime. So now that's happened. We've passed the eclipses, but we go into retrograde season. We will end 2025 in a season of lots of retrogrades. And to me, that's a review. So be gentle with yourself. Make sure that as you're reviewing everything, you are being nice to everybody. Be nice to yourself. And back to that point that I was making at the beginning of this video. What is the inner dialogue of how am I going to be more kind? What relationship do I want to have with myself? And in that review, what am I going to say to lift other people up? How am I going to serve the greater collective? How am I going to be more compassionate? And that is how we start designing your life. So I know a lot of you aren't local. Those of you who are local, I do encourage you to start coming out to our Monday night soul circles. However, if you wish to work with me and you are not local, or if you are local and you'd like to do some one-on-one work, we do have an offering of one-on-one deep dive coaching for who you are becoming right now. So if that is something you want, feel free to reach out to me. We started last week's video started 3 people in a deep dive of the next version of them. And if that's calling you on your soul level, please reach out to me, because we are in this time of growth, leaving behind the old version of us and the energy of becoming. So that's what's happening this week. And whatever you do, enjoy your Halloween, my favorite holiday. Become gentle with yourself. Become loving to yourself as you let go of this old version, and honor your ancestors, honor your becoming, honor who you are and who is evolving in your life. And with all of that, I love you. Live magically.